I'm going to ask a couple of questions to Ray because he's the next speaker for the Social Media Breakfast 11 on July 4th at Lavistot, as always. So you are all free to come and share your questions with Ray. The breakfast is from 8 to 10. So we have Ray here, Ray Hiltz from newray.com. Newray.com. And I have a couple of questions for him. How are you doing, Ray?
I'm good. Thanks. Thanks very much. This is very cool, and I'm really excited about the next social media breakfast. I've been going for, well, I guess, 2 years. One of the first events that I did when I had my social media coming out, as it were. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Great. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we would like to know, for the people that don't know you, as what drives you and what inspires you?
Well, I think, what inspires me is creativity and passion that goes with it. No matter what field that is, whether it's performing arts or whether it's social media or whether it's marketing, I think watching people's creative process as they do the things that they love to do is inspiring. What drives me is trying to tap into that for myself, finding that passion within myself, and that's and social media for me has been kind of like that. I was in theater for a number of years ago, and it hasn't been since then really that I've been really this passionate about something that I really, really love to do. And I think what drives that is the communication part, the fact that social networking enables us to bridge communities and make connections with people that we probably wouldn't be able to do that before.
Great. Thank you. Well, it's funny because you're not the typical social media person, or maybe you're not in the typical age range. So we would like to know what made you decide to get involved in social media. What advice would you give to older generations?
I can't believe you asked that. Was my makeup smearing or something? Wrinkles showing? Wow. No, I'm not your typical sort of BA grad coming out of graduation out of communications course and being sort of a community manager.
Can you fix your microphone a little bit higher?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. How's that?
Good.
Is that better? Yeah, so no, I guess some people are surprised that I represent the older demographic. But again, what's I think drives me about social media is not the newness or the technical part of it. It's the business applications that I see. I come from many years of managing and owning small businesses, and I can see right away how these tools can really help make that more efficient. And contrary to what a lot of people think, that it is time consuming, and it is, but if you know how to use them and know which tools to use, it can really help small businesses. So advice for the older generation, I think probably don't be intimidated by the technology. Take a few minutes with somebody that knows it, because it does take time. It's a long learning curve. But I think the benefits will bear that out and make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I guess a lot of the people won't know exactly which platform to use, how to use them. You use a lot of them. You use several platforms to share your messages, your thoughts, etc. about social media. Do you push everything you produce to all platforms?
No. I hate that when people do that. Because, all platforms aren't the same. Everything has its own place, its own demographic. For instance, the obvious one is that LinkedIn is a business platform. It's for business networking, making connections, finding jobs, finding peers, that type of thing. So you're not going to be posting your apple pie or your rhubarb strawberry pie recipe on LinkedIn. It wouldn't make any sense. You might want to put a picture of that on Pinterest or on Facebook and share it with your family, or ask your grandmother for her recipe. But those are two different platforms. And the same thing with Twitter. It depends on how you set things up. There's the idea that platforms themselves are different, but also how you use the platform, even within itself. For instance, most people who are self-employed or have a business page either on Facebook or Google+, and they have a profile page. And so you share things on your profile page that you're not going to do on your business page. So even within the platform, there are differences. And so you don't want to send, for instance, if I was going to send a blog post about social media stats for 2012, am I going to send that to my friends on Facebook? No, they're not interested. So I'm not going to push that to all the different platforms. It wouldn't make any sense. So I think you have to be cognizant of who's on the platforms, who you're talking to, where they are, and adapt your message accordingly. Otherwise, you're just broadcasting. You're just blaring out messages, and that's contradictory to the whole social media thing.
Great. What platform that you use a lot is Google+. A lot of people know you as a Google+ guy. I know you like it a lot. What feature do you think that people should use more or is overrated on Google+?
Well, let me tell. I mean, I'll tell you first of all why I'm such a fan of Google+, and a fan without being a fanboy. I mean, there are criticisms I can make. It's still a fairly new platform. In fact, it'll be a year old on the 28th of this month. But what I like about it, and one of the challenges I've always had on social media, being active personally and professionally, is balancing those two things. And on Google+, there's with circles, you can manage your market, your clientele, your contacts, your networks very easily. And for me, that's a big advantage of Google+, is that I can be both my professional brand and my personal brand on the same platform. And I can send messages privately, even though probably 90% of what I do on Google+ is public. But if I chose to, I can send things privately to only people that I want. So in terms of applications on Google+ that I think should be used more, well, circles, definitely. I think it takes a little while to know how to manage them properly, but once you do, it makes the experience so much better. But Hangouts, I mean, we're doing a Hangout right now, and I think there's a lot of potential for Hangouts, especially Hangout on Air. If you're interested in doing seminars or broadcast about your product or about courses, educational institutions are using it a lot. So there's a lot of advantages, besides the very obvious SEO advantages of being on the Google platform. I would say probably Hangouts and Circles are my favorite.
Yeah, you're right. And you touch a good subject, because like I said, Hangouts, a lot of people know about them, but Hangouts on Air is kind of new, so people don't know much about it. So people who may like to know more, you can reach Ray on his blog or his YouTube page, or come to the Social Media Breakfast and then you ask those kind of questions.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to see you there. And yeah, just look me up on Google+. Just do a Google search. You'll find me.
Yes, exactly. You produce a lot of content. You have a blog and you are very prolific with your blog. That's awesome. Which items from among all that you produce would you say would be the most useful to small or medium-sized business, let's say an entrepreneur who is just getting into social media for their business?
I mean, first of all, I do a lot of blog posts about small business and social media, because that's how I come into social media as a business person and not a marketer. So a lot of the advice I give in my blogs is relating to the fact that it's important to build your business strategy before you build a social media strategy. It's important to know what your goals are, what your pain points are, and then see what social media tools you can use to apply to fix those things. That, I think, probably is the biggest challenge that a lot of small businesses have, because it is overwhelming. They don't have time to do the research. So I suggest you go find a source. There's lots of people out there that spend a lot of time on social media, and have them do an assessment to figure out where you are in terms of social media strategy or just as a business, and let them give you a few options, and take the time to look at those options, see what could be used the most. I mean, for instance, is Twitter going to be helpful for you if you're in the financial services, or would a LinkedIn account be better? It depends on the business. So I would say just be very aware of what your goals are as a business first before you consider social media.
Yeah, you're right. I totally agree. Well, this is it for now. A lot of more questions are going to come up on the Social Media Breakfast on July 4th. Everybody's welcome to come. The link is going to be posted with this video on the WDO, and then you can reach also Ray on those links. He's going to post a couple of them on this video. So feel free to join us, and thank you for watching and listening to us.
Great fun. Thanks, Louis. Take care, and we'll see you on Social Media Breakfast. Bye-bye.
Yes, I'll see you there.